Alright, YouTube, let's set the record straight here really quickly about what's going on with James O'Keefe with Project Veritas, new video, part 3, with WikiLeaks, new releases, and with Julian Assange and whether he is dead or alive. Now, we'll start with Julian Assange. You may remember that I made a video earlier whether Julian Assange was dead. And the reasonings for this was due to WikiLeaks' uploads on the Twitter feed. They were uploading a bunch of numerical digits that many people were claiming it was a dead man's switch, meaning that if Julian Assange didn't check in to do something, those files automatically be uploaded to the internet to still be dispersed out to the people. So there's been a lot of theories of what's going on with that. We found out later that the internet to the Ecuador embassy was cut off by the Ecuador embassy because they do not want Julian Assange to tamper with U.S. political elections, which is bullshit if you look at what the DNC, how they're affecting the elections at Donna Brazil. So that was kind of the main thing. But then something else happened. A picture came out, posted by WikiLeaks, of police outside of the Ecuador embassy. And then, all of a sudden, no one heard from Julian Assange. There was no voice. Usually he does a lot of interviews. There's no video of him, no voice of him. People started saying that the WikiLeaks Twitter feed it actually seemed different. It seemed different than normal. The personality wasn't there and stuff to that effect. So, WikiLeaks now has tweeted a poll. Thousands keep demanding Assange proof of life. Not unreasonable. He's in a tough spot and is WikiLeaks' best known validator. Preference? And you can vote. And most people have voted for the video or the appearance at the window. And the reason why they did that, obviously, because they want to see him. Now, the video at the window could be problematic unless the window is actually bulletproof, which it could be. If not, I'm sure they could maybe set that up somehow. I personally would like to see it live as well, but for his safety and the safety of future releases, I think that it should be a video. But in the video, he should discuss the most recent WikiLeaks revelations to prove to people on this date, 10/24, I'm alive, or hold up a newspaper, some shit to that effect. So you can vote now. So that does kind of calm some of the angst about it, and hopefully it relieves some of this apprehension growing within the people who worry about him, who worry about Julian Assange and WikiLeaks. And it's not just because they hate Hillary, it's because they fear corruption. They fear dominance. They fear being in a power without power. They fear being insubordinate. They do not want to be controlled. And WikiLeaks is the anti-establishment. WikiLeaks is almost as anti-establishment as Trump. And that's why it's imperative that Julian Assange stays safe and WikiLeaks continues to disperse their material that they found. So, you can vote on that. But, now, what's all going on with these new emails released? Well, some interesting things came out. First and foremost, one I really found interesting was that turns out one of Hillary Clinton's allies gave the wife of an FBI agent $500,000. And that FBI agent was one on Hillary Clinton's investigation. Now, I cannot confirm this yet. I just got home a little bit ago. I've not really done a whole lot of research on it, just basic research. But they were in some kind of supervisor position on the investigation, which would definitely be a conflict of interest. So, that is a big deal there. What's also interesting to note is that we now have more proof of media collusion with the Clinton campaign. We've always known that the CEO of Facebook, I forgot his name, was pretty much left-wing, but someone keeps texting me. But we did not know about Sheryl Sandberg, who is the chief operating officer, and she wrote an email to John Podesta, quote, "And I still want Hillary Clinton to win badly. I am still here to help as I can. She came over and was magical with my kids." So, I understand Facebook maybe started off kind of as like a social media aspect, but this is kind of a news agency now. A lot of kids get their news from Facebook. It is wrong to have this type of bias, this type of collusion in the media. What happened to journalistic integrity? What happened to unbiased? What happened to bipartisanship? This lacks it. This lacks the foundation for that. And it's kind of upsetting in a way. I mean, we've all known this. We've all assumed that the media was working for Clinton. But it's still eye-opening when you see all these confirmations be dished out and dished out and dished out. So here's another thing Wiki released about the new emails. And they're kind of these are just topics of John Podesta, what he wrote. Senator demands Lynch look into Clinton ties to shady uranium. Yeah, it turns out that John Podesta, see if I can actually find it here. John Podesta was involved in selling uranium to Russia. And I believe he actually has shares in, right here. Well, that's Breitbart, if you can trust that. But he even has shares in an energy company with Putin. Isn't Trump the one that kisses Putin's ass, everyone says? Well, Hillary and the Clintons sold Russia uranium. John Podesta is linked to Russia. That's why Russia is always used as a scapegoat to try to obscure and deflect the fact that it's Hillary who's been working with Russia and Putin, not Trump. There's a lot more coming out, and every day we see more and more drip. But it is interesting to note this, and that it's really imperative that Julian Assange stays healthy and stays alive and is not captured, because WikiLeaks has become one of the most important ways to receive information unbiasedly, in an unbiased manner, besides Project Veritas, which we're going now. So, video 3 came out. If you haven't seen video 1 and 2, I recommend them. You can just YouTube this, click on the link. And the first 2 talked about corruption, fraud corruption, the DNC, inciting violent protests, inciting riots, all this stuff at Trump rallies. Now this one goes further. And this one, you have the 2 main people, Scott Fogle and Bob Creamer. They were the ones that were in charge of these illegal acts. Robert Creamer right here. He stepped down, and Scott Fogle actually got fired. And in this video, I'm not exactly sure, this guy right here, he is Bob Creamer's boss. And he actually said that it was Hillary Clinton's idea about this new Donald Duck impersonation, whatever the shit it is. Basically, Hillary's idea was get people dressed up in Donald Duck uniforms, and like this, get dressed up in Donald Duck uniforms, and have them tell Trump to release his taxes. This dumb shit like this, that was her idea. And this is against the law. This is a direct violation of campaign fraud. You cannot have any connection to any kind of super PAC. And she did. This is against the law. Now, will the FBI discuss it? Absolutely not. Should they? Absolutely. But the more these videos are released, the more it shows of a surreptitious and clandestine behavior between the evil Clintons and the DNC, the more people wake up, and the more social media will blow up overnight, and the more the FBI will be forced to look at these criminal acts. Now, I definitely recommend these videos. It goes over everything right here, and there's more to come. James O'Keefe said there is more to come. It's debatable yet. He originally said he has a video of Hillary Clinton disparaging black voters. Now, maybe she's in some kind of racist rant. Maybe she's not. I don't know. These videos are pretty damaging. However, in the broad scheme of things, I think he's going to need more. I think he will need more to actually bring down Hillary, because she is too well connected with the FBI. We know that. They're corrupt. They're politicized. She is too connected with that bitch, Donna Brazile, who Megyn Kelly owned her, by the way. That was great. She's too connected with the media, the lamestream media, even a lot of social media. She's too connected. So it's up to the people. It is up to us, the viewers, the social media people, to get these videos out. So much so that the FBI is forced to look at these videos. They have no choice to look at these videos. And that is imperative here. So, it's imperative that we do all this. We can beat Hillary. We can stop government corruption. And that's what it comes down to. It's not so much about Trump versus Hillary. It's Trump versus the corrupt establishment. I'm not saying that DNC is the only violent aggressors here. The DNC are the only ones who are breaking the law. I'm sure the Republican committee does the same shit. But for now, that's why it's actually more important that Trump wins, because Trump is against all that corruption. It's not just against him, against the DNC. He's against the corruption of the Republicans, like John McCain, Paul Ryan, people like that. People that don't deserve to be senators and representatives. I don't think the Republicans are as bad as this one is, the DNC, but I'm sure they have similar ideologies, similar acts that they do. So that's why Trump must win. If not for you, for your children, because Hillary's plan will destroy us in debt. I did a video about this, what her policies will do to us. I recommend watching it. It's dangerous, and it's damaging, and it is scary. More emails will be released soon, and, well, I guess we'll learn more every day about the evils of the DNC and the Clinton campaign. And I'm done.